Today we're going to be looking at the 2016 presidential election if all third-party voters went to Donald Trump. So I just did a video saying if all third-party voters had went to Hillary Clinton, of course she wins the election. I believe she won with 340 electoral votes. I think this result could be a little bit more interesting for the Trump side, considering there were around, I believe, actually the same amount of states. The same amount of states, subtracting with the Nebraska 2nd District from Clinton. That flipped, but it wasn't the same states, obviously, but the result should be pretty interesting and look pretty similar to what we might see in a future election if Republicans do pretty well. So again, we're going to go through this map. We're going to fill in every state that Donald Trump carried back in 2016, because again, these states aren't going to flip if all you're doing is adding numbers to the Trump column. So that includes going up across the Rust Belt, shooting him up to 200, actually now 306 electoral votes. And of course the Democrats actually right now are starting off at 0, but we can fill in a couple of these states right now just based off how safe these were in 2016. Rhode Island, actually Trump, I believe, got 41%. Clinton got 51% of the vote. But Maine's 1st district still goes to Clinton. Hawaii, California, Oregon, and Washington probably aren't flipping, and neither is Illinois. So this puts the Democrats at pretty good standing as of right now. And we still have a couple of swing states, some of which are going to go to the president if a number of these races flip. And the first one we should start off with is the state of New Hampshire. That one, as many people expected, would go to Trump, considering that Clinton won here by around 2,000 votes out of the hundreds of thousands that were cast. So that's pretty interesting, but a narrow victory for the Democrats there. We go up to Maine. Of course, Trump would win, and that's Maine at large. They do very well here. Trump did very well here. I guess Trump-type candidates do very well here as well, flipping the 2nd district, flipping it by double digits compared to where it voted back in 2012. That's also something that's very interesting. But the 1st district still remains with its Democratic identity and remains in the Democratic column, 51 to 49. We go over to the state of Virginia. That one goes to the president, which is pretty interesting. Hillary Clinton got 49.9% of the vote. If she had ticked up to that 50% mark, I would have to even out the numbers or just calculate it by hundreds of votes. But 49.9%, Trump would carry 50.1%, which would give him the win over her by 0.2%. So one of the more closer races, but still goes to the president. So now he's at 325 electoral votes. Where's the next state, you might ask? The state of Minnesota. Obviously, that one Hillary Clinton drastically underperformed previous Democrats in this state, which is pretty interesting considering that Minnesota should have been one of those solid states along with the rest of the Rust Belt. I'm surprised it didn't flip with the rest of the Rust Belt, but also it's been Democratic since 1972. Right now we have 335 electoral votes for the president and 183 for Hillary Clinton. So now we're going to go ahead and take a look at this map. Where are the rest of the states? Well, all the rest that currently haven't been filled in are going to go to the president, but I'm going to do them one at a time. The state of Nevada, this is actually the first, 2016 was the first time a Republican presidential candidate since Taft won the presidential election without the state of Nevada, which, to say the least, is pretty interesting, considering that Nevada isn't seen as something that's like a Republican stronghold and isn't something vital to a Republican presidency, as 2016 proved. We go over to Colorado. That one was closer than expected for the Clinton campaign, but again, in a Republican wave year, Trump was expected to do pretty well there by his own campaign, but not by the media, obviously, or by opinion polls, but opinion polls weren't too wrong. In the state of New Mexico, the only reason why Trump would do well here is because of Gary Johnson's popularity and the fact that he was a former governor, which finishes off our map at 355 electoral votes for the incumbent president, Donald Trump. Of course, this is back in 2016, which would make him, I guess, Mr. Trump or President-elect Trump, and 183 for Secretary Clinton. Easily big win for Donald Trump. And what I meant, it also looks something similar to the 2004 map, just if you flip these states and and New Hampshire and all of Maine, but still huge red sea across the United States, a very small pocket of blue in Illinois, just a small of the pocket up in the Northeast, and then over in the West, but still huge Republican wave if this was to occur in a regular election. So thank you guys for watching this video. Comment down suggestions below, and I will see you all tomorrow.